I'm not. He's filming us. We're making a documentary about film photography. Yeah. Welcome to episode 50 of I Dream of Cameras, the podcast about cameras and camera collecting, brought to you by the gang at the Sunny 16 podcast. My name is Jeff Greenstein.
And my name is Gabe Sachs. We are on episode 50 and we're live.
What is happening?
It's crazy. Here we are right now.
The long-promised video edition of These Two Nincompoops is now coming your way.
Live-ish.
Before we even dive in, we have to thank.
Oh my gosh,
the man who is filming us, Chris Chu.
Amazing. We can't thank you enough. We really appreciate it, and you're gonna make us famous-ish.
Yeah, I mean, all of the pent-up charisma that has just been kind of dribbling onto the floor as we do the traditional audio-only version. Now you can feel it.
And you can see who we are.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
We apologize ahead of time.
So this is an amazing thing. It's our 50th episode.
Right.
50 episodes. Did you ever think it would happen?
No.
Did you ever think the episode would come out?
No.
The fans are mad.
That is, this has been a long time, but
yes,
we were planning and trying to figure it out and coordinating schedules, and some of us have been out of the state.
Yes, also true.
Okay.
But it's important to know that so many great ideas were launched and failed to launch in the course of discussing what our 50th should be.
Right.
So we have enough great stuff to get us through another 50.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be in New York at some point.
Absolutely true.
We'll be doing the episode from somewhere interesting at some point.
At some point. We'll have celebrity guests. At some point.
Exactly.
We'll talk with food in our mouths. At some point,
right.
We'll do we'll do an episode while drunk. Yes. At some point,
would love that.
We'll do a walk and talk episode at some point.
Oh no! You're going to get a little walk and talk in this episode. I just think that is true.
Stay tuned. This is very exciting. It's not going to be just two guys sitting at a table the whole time.
No.
Is it, Gabe?
No, it's not.
No. Chris has us doing. I mean, there's a whole segment coming up where I'm doing some pole dance moves. That's really, you guys know I was a dance major in college.
Obviously.
And Chris spared no expense to get me on this trapeze thing.
It's amazing.
And do you want to talk about the special talent that you show off?
I think you're just going to have to see it.
Okay, all right.
And we may even be at another table. So I'm just saying that.
Right. Like nighttime flash kind of stuff. I have this book. It's really, really good. Hey, should we talk about her some more?
Okay, we have a difference here.
What? What are you talking about?
Wait,
what? We have a difference of opinion on this?
Yes, we do have a difference of opinion.
Why don't you start?
Okay. So I think the whole story is fascinating about Vivian Maier. I just think it's Maier. What would you say? Maier. Okay, Vivian Maier. I think it's a fascinating story. I love that he got all those negatives in an auction. I think there's some amazing shots in there, but they are curated by someone other than her.
Yeah.
It was like this, but it doesn't take away that some of the shots are pretty amazing. Jeff?
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so listen, undoubtedly, she took hundreds of thousands of shots, many of which she never even got around to developing. There she is. There's Vivian. I opened right to her. That's her. With her Rolleiflex. Actually, hers is a Rolleiflex, very much like yours. Yeah. Isn't this fortuitous? It's almost as if we planned it, but we did not.
No.
Anyway, yes, they are beautiful portraits. They are outstanding street photography. She definitely had an eye. Absolutely true. Categorically true.
Okay.
She was not the curator of her own work.
Right.
She never showed it. She never displayed it. We don't know what Vivian thought a good Vivian photograph was. So there is a weird sort of...
But is Vivian the right judge to say what? Like when we do our writing, we may think some of our writing is better, and the network thinks we're morons.
They're wrong. My point is, look, I've said this on the show, but it's the 50th, so it's a recapitulation of things we've talked about. I think if Vivian Maier's photography inspires young, particularly young female photographers to pick up a Rolleiflex and shoot, that is wonderful.
Okay,
but
great.
I am dubious about putting her in the same breath as your Diane Arbises and your Henri Cartier-Bressons, because we don't know what her artistic sensibility really was, because she never showed, exhibited, selected any of these photographs. This is John Malouf's idea of Vivian Maier.
I get it.
And it's almost
But
like
I
he's
still
a
love her
weird
stuff.
sort of
It's so
artistic collaborator. If you were going to walk out of here with one book,
I would do obviously the Diane Arbus.
Oh, you don't have this yet?
No.
Did you know what, like this is
I know.
serious. It's her notebooks, and it's all of these, look at this, all of these reproductions of articles.
I do love Diane Arbus. I will say that. That's totally true. That is the one.
Yeah. Oh, and
That I would go.
What?
Nothing.
Yes. So, yeah, it has been a month since our last episode dropped, as the kids say. And so there was a lot of equivocating. We both have been extremely busy. A lot of you have already heard why I've been extremely busy. We're not even going to get into that. But just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Would you want us to be boring? Would you want our entire lives to be dedicated to the care and feeding of this podcast?
Probably.
Probably, but you can't have that.
Okay.
Okay, so at this point in the discussion, Gabe often talks about something that happened 50 years ago. Today.
Right, exactly. So 50 years ago today was 1973.
Right.
And what happened in 1973 is a few great cameras came out.
Right.
One is...
It's behind us.
What? We have it live?
What? I mean, it's right here. It's almost like you conjured it. I don't know. It's like you said the word and it appeared.
Okay,
what?
so perfect. Okay, so we've got the Olympus OM1.
Or, let's be more accurate. Now, this is a video thing now. We can do this. This is an M1. It's an M1. This is before they see, it says Olympus M system on the lens.
That's the one they got in trouble for, right?
That's the one they got in trouble for from Leica. But I have one. You know why? Big nerd. You know what else? Wait, there's another one. This is my camera shelf, guys.
Yep.
What? Another camera. What? There was another camera that came out in 1973. What? The Canon EF.
Yep.
The Canon EF. Look at this gorgeous baby. Look at that 55 millimeter 1.2 lens that this gorgeous baby has right now. Look at the flashing LED. Look, these are all the kinds of nincompoop things we're going to do now that we have video for you guys. That's the battery check button. Did you know that? Look at that.
Oh
Look
my
at that
goodness.
happen. Metered shutter speeds down to 30 seconds. See that?
Yeah.
30 on the dot. You ever shot with this camera?
I've never shot with the camera.
Look what you can do. Look at that. Look how it dials down.
Yep.
That's so crazy. This was the camera I got for my 15th birthday. Please note, immaculate condition. Are you surprised, Gabe?
No.
What were the other 73 cameras? Was there another one?
There was the Electra 35.
Oh, which was your thing.
Yeah, which was one of my first cameras.
Yes.
And then, what was one? Oh, and then the F was discontinued, and the Nikon F, and they started the Nikon
F, you say.
F2.
What? You mean this camera? You mean this camera was discontinued?
This was discontinued.
Discontinued. It continued and then discontinued.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
And so now it's gone. And then the F2 would replace it if I
Yeah,
had an F2.
that's
Do you
correct.
have an F2?
I do have an F2.
How have I never seen that camera?
You got to come over.
Do you shoot
If
with it?
we ever have a live episode
From Gabe's
again.
place instead of mine.
Right.
What do you ever shoot with that F2?
Yeah,
You do.
I like it.
I've never.
I like it. What replaced it, because of Trev Lee, was the FM3A. So this one's sort of...
what FM3A you say? What? What? Look at this, twinsies. Look at this. Gabe's got the black one. I got the chrome one.
Yeah, and he's got the
Oh, I know. Look.
fancy lens on it.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, that's right. I have the special.
What was the deal with that lens? Seriously.
This was the lens that was designed to be sold with the camera. So.
So that one also had that?
Yeah, the black version. But look at the chrome. Look at that inverted lens shade. 45 millimeter f2.
But did that have a black version of that?
Yeah,
there is a black version of it?
Don't you?
I mean, not that I care,
Not that you care, but look, it's a pancake.
Wow.
Pancake. Also, you guys know I don't like straps. Actually, we're going to tell a strap story in a little bit, aren't we, Gabe?
Yes.
Okay, but look at this. I mean, that is a sexy strap.
Yeah, it's a cool strap.
I mean, if you have to have a strap,
I like it.
that's the one you want. Do you like the leaning game that I've been doing?
I think it's
the
good.
Leaning,
Nice
the
work.
leaning where I lean back and I go to the camera.
Let's go to the beginning.
Yes.
And talk about how this all started. We're going to talk about the beginning.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
What? I mean, what? Are you going to talk about it?
Well, first of all, everyone, and plus, I saw Tara last night. How crazy is this?
She just had a birthday.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
just texted her on her birthday.
Okay, good.
This is how we're connected. In one of the ways.
One of the ways we're connected.
Yes.
So, the interesting thing was, everyone had said, you have to meet Jeff Greenstein every time I was on the set with my camera. I always have my camera on set. And they said, you have to meet Jeff. Jeff's into it too. You got to figure it out. And I said, yeah, we're just, we're never on the same path. He's doing this, he's doing half hour, and I was doing hour, and how are you ever going to? And we finally, what was the first thing? Was it Facebook? What was the connection?
I didn't know about your camera thing.
Right.
I didn't know about that. We came up in the television business at roughly the same time. And you still have a writing partner named Jeff.
Yeah.
I had a writing partner named Jeff. We kind of bubbled up at roughly the same rate.
Right.
You were working on a cool show. I was working on a cool show. You were working on a cooler show. I was working on and I was kind of like, we were Greenstein and Strauss. You were Sachs and Judah. And I was like, oh, Sachs and Judah, Greenstein and Strauss. Greenstein and Strauss, Sachs and Judah.
Yeah.
Like, we're vaguely aware of one another.
Yes.
And I guess we had met, though I don't remember this as vividly as you do, but you would come to the set.
Oh my God.
That Jeff
it was the greatest thing. So I have my very first deal after making a homemade pilot that I financed for $0. And then I got a deal, and all of a sudden I'm at Universal Studios and I'm meeting all these people, and someone says, oh, you should come over to the Jeff set, because everyone was talking about the Jeffs. Like, that was the cool thing. So I go over to the set, and I had never been on a sitcom set before, and I was just, amazed, and they were so nice, and that's sort of
so we met very briefly then.
Right.
And then, of course, during the writer's strike of 07, every writer gets on Facebook because it's like the placebo version of a social life.
Right.
We don't actually have a social life.
Right.
We don't actually have a writer's room, so we all get on Facebook. And you were one of the first people that I was friends with on Facebook. So we kept keeping track of one another from opposite ends for years.
Yeah.
And then I was working with Tara Wire, who was an AD on Desperate Housewives when I was writing for Desperate Housewives. Right. And she and I were slated to direct our first episodes back to back. Like, she was doing the third one and I was doing the fourth one.
Right.
And so I didn't know Tara very well because she's very shy.
Yeah.
And she didn't talk very much. And so my interactions with her had been fairly sparing up to that point, but there was this camaraderie that developed as a result of us doing our first rodeo back to back. And I remember her saying, years later, because she's had quite a good directing career since then. She worked for you on Night Shift. And years later, I was having dinner with Tara, and she said, do you know this guy Gabe Sachs? Because he's got a camera over his shoulder like all the time, just like you do. And I was like, what now? So I sent you a Facebook message, and I said, I think we should get together and have lunch and talk about cameras. Yeah. And we met at Jumpin' Java in Studio City. You brought a bag, maybe even that very bag, and out comes a black M4, and out comes, I was like, I have found my long lost brother. And then it was not long after that. Sunny 16 put the word out about, listener generated content on their second channel, and I thought, that could be a fun thing to do. And so I sent you the fateful Facebook message that resulted in the birth of I Dream of Cameras in December, I want to say 2020.
Wow.
It was right after my birthday. Yeah. And during the pandemic, and we didn't know anything about how to make a podcast.
Nothing. We knew nothing. It was like, do we have the right mics? How do we record it? We couldn't figure out one of these things out. So it was very funny, and we just did it. We just said, okay, let's just try it. We have no idea if this is going to work, but, And what are we going to talk? That was the other funny thing. Oh, yeah. We tried, what are we going to talk about? That wasn't an issue. We just talked.
Yes, and I was really rigorous, particularly early on. I was still learning about the technical aspect of editing the show, and, Fred Corey came in to do music for our show, and My brother Keith Greenstein came in to do graphics for our show, but I was still figuring out the technical stuff, but I was really rigorous. Like I treated it the same way I treat a writer's room. Like there need to be a lot of rules. And so every episode had a theme, and I wanted it to be no more than an hour, and there was like a lot of rules, which I don't think I ever really discussed with you.
No, but you did say this. Which was very funny, is you said, I don't know what we're going to do after a couple episodes.
Yes.
You really didn't know if we would have enough.
I think when we got about 6 or 7 in, I'm like, oh, we may run out of topics. But then people started to write to us, and then I kind of loosened my grip on the wheel a little bit, because you would always say, I'm not worried.
Yeah, never.
You know,
I didn't even want to know the topic. Remember?
Well, that's the thing.
Jeff wanted to send me. Jeff was very serious about this. He goes, let me send you the outline. I go,
yeah.
Don't tell me anything. I don't want to know anything. I just want to have fun.
Yeah. And so after, I'd say like the first 10 or so, it was, well, we'll maybe read emails from our guests, and then I'll have 2 or 3 ideas of what we're going to talk about. We've never come up short until now.
Until now, because this is it. This is 50.
I don't know what we did. This is, I mean, okay, so
yes,
years ensue. We get better at it. We have guests sometimes.
Right.
We leave the Sunny 16 nest and we fly on our own. That's been wonderful. More and more merch is generated. We have the deepest merch page of any podcast.
Right.
Listenership has exploded. I now routinely refer to the show as our smash hit podcast, because it is.
It's our smash hit
podcast. You say you go on the streets of New York, you see I Dream of Camera stickers on mailboxes and telephone poles.
Right.
I mean, we're a cult.
Right.
We were named Best Podcast of 2021 by the New York Times, by Vulture.
Does the New York Times know that?
Yeah. And we were also, remember we were an answer in the LA Times crossword puzzle? I dream of, and then a 7-letter word.
That's true.
That was, right? Of
course,
course
it's cameras.
Gotta be cameras.
Gotta be cameras.
So it's been an extraordinary thrill ride that has now brought us to
Stereoscope.
And now we're visible. I mean, I think people who follow us on Instagram kind of know what we look like.
Yeah.
But I have had the thing every once in a while, like, oh, that's what they look like. Like, you know how sometimes, like, your favorite public radio personality?
We apologize ahead of time if you are disappointed in any way.
Yes.
If you are disappointed in any way, just send us a note about that, and we'll send you a free sticker.
Yes.
I think that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Also, you know how sometimes, like, you listen to Susan Stamberg on, Morning Edition or whatever, All Things
like
Considered. Like you did when I was a child.
Right.
You have an image in your mind of what Susan Stamberg looks like, and then you see Susan Stamberg. She looks completely different.
Right.
If you would like to do a drawing of what you thought we looked like before you saw this, you can also get a sticker.
We would love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you think we looked like before this occurred?
Right. Did you have any idea I'd be as tall as I am?
Yes.
Is that really, that's probably what's going through your head right now?
Yeah, look at that.
Obviously.
Look, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Look, we're the same height when we sit down.
When we sit down.
So
but yeah, so this is a signal moment.
Yeah.
As we move into the video age.
Yeah.
What happens after
this
VR?
This is the first time. I mean,
VR,
this is the first time we've ever done
what's
this.
next for us?
Oh,
Immersion.
Right.
Like you could be sitting here with the Oculus on, sitting next to us. Is that going to happen?
If Chris Chu can figure out VR, we're in. We are in.
Yep.
Talk about the strap situation, because it's one of these things that as soon as I heard the story, I called Jeff in a panic. So, especially because you followed all the information from the podcast about the X-Pan.
Yes. Okay, so here's the story. Again, I'm going to go to my prop shelf. Okay, guys, you guys know this is my X-Pan, the sine qua non, as it were. I'm not quite sure what that phrase means, but the sine qua non of Jeff's camera collection right now. Anyway, okay, so I've been working very hard in offices and in my horrible writing room over the past few weeks to finish some stuff. And I got to a stopping point, and it was very exciting because the weather had cleared after the monsoon conditions that we've been enduring. And I thought, I am going to go back to the LA River bike path on my trusty little Brompton bicycle, and I'm going to put the X-Pan in the front carrier bag, okay? And I'm going to take some pictures, panoramic pictures, along the LA River. Is your heart in your throat yet?
Sounds fine. Sounds easy.
Sounds fine.
You're just riding a bike. How hard could that be?
Just riding along. Now, the bike path is occasionally studded with these points where the roots of nearby trees have grown under the path, causing bumps to appear in the pavement. Is your heart in your throat
Yeah.
yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm trundling along. I've gotten so many good pictures. I've taken many pictures with my trusty X-Pan. The X-Pan is riding along like this in the carrier bag. I'm very, very close to home. Okay. I've gone 7 miles south and I'm coming 7 miles north. I hit one of these bumps. The front wheel pops. The carrier bag pops open. It has a lid on it. It pops open and the camera leaps into the air. Leaps into the air! Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, this camera leapt into the air. I was going about 35 miles an hour. Leapt into the air and I, with lightning reflexes, like Spider-Man or something. I grabbed it by the strap.
Okay, let's review here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeff has made fun of me for straps for a very long time. Why would you need a strap? Because you need your camera ready at all times. You don't need a strap. Don't get a strap. I don't like straps. I don't want straps. That strap just helped his huge investment from absolutely being trashed. There you go.
Yes.
If you didn't have a strap,
no,
where would that
it would have been
camera
dead. You guys know, we all think with lightning speed, okay? You know that in the moment the camera was suspended in midair, Jeff was having a flashback, like Inception.
Yeah.
Is that?
Okay,
I don't know if that's
sure.
even the right reference. I was having an internal monologue where I saw the camera careen out of my grasp and smash on the ground, smashing the camera and the lens and making me cry. And but that did not happen because of this stupid. This is a Canon strap. I hesitate to say that
Any
I have an
strap will work,
off-brand
yes.
strap. I grabbed it out of the air, and then you know what I did? I did this because I was not going to put this thing back in the carrier
This
bag.
is not happening
so
again.
it was a Christmas miracle, I would say. It saved me, and so I was about to say I'm not going to scoff at straps anymore,
But you will.
but I am.
Yeah.
But anyway, it did save me. Did I over-egg the pudding in telling that story, or was that the right amount of egg?
I think it was fine.
All right. Okay. Good. to
And
know.
you know what? Chris is very good at getting rid of egg.
Yes, that's right. That story may not have happened. So yeah, this is the Alpha Surgical 81. They made 102 of these. Okay. Though it is rare.
Do you know when they made them?
My guess is this contemporaneous with the 10D or the 11SI.
Right.
So that would mean mid to late 70s. The thing is that this company, made all sorts of cameras for, astronomy.
Right.
And you could order it with custom colored leather, and you could
Right.
check, you could order it in gold. You could get a little brass plate to engrave your name on. The whole thing with Alpha was customization.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a bunch of surgeons got together. I was like, guys,
What's the fanciest camera?
we need a surgical camera. And so this probably had, it looks like some sort of accessory.
So there's no viewfinder.
Yeah, no viewfinder, just ground glass. One shutter speed, a 60th of a second, no meter, the strange winder that we love that goes front to back. This is an adapter for
Right.
Pentax lenses and this Pentax macro that we talked about, the 50mm f4.
Right. What you should have done is figured out a compact version of this.
Yes, exactly. This is your pocket camera.
This is my pocket camera. This is what I'm going to use when I'm, just strolling around on my bicycle.
This is very unlike you, though. Where did you get it?
It must have been an antique shop in Albuquerque.
Okay.
And so I brought it, and it came with this beautiful wooden tripod.
Yeah.
So I put it on the tripod, and I put it in my office in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And it just sat there, and then
Just
in
gathering
my
dust.
place, gathering
looking
dust.
pretty.
So I go back a few months ago,
Okay.
and I go, I'm going to take that home and just see what happens. So I took it in the backyard. I had a Polaroid bag on it,
Yeah.
and I shot a picture, not really knowing how to use it, and it came out. And I went, oh
Uh-oh.
no, oh no.
Yeah.
And so then I started examining it, and I started looking at the lens, and I looked at the lens, and I went, this lens was so moldy and had so many problems with it.
Oh, so this is the one you took out and had
This
restored.
I took out, and I looked for another lens because this one I was going to throw out because it was no
Yeah.
good. The guy who was buying the lens goes, I can fix that lens for you. And his name was Zach Morris, and
Yeah.
he was just very helpful. He took it, he made a reels out of it, and did a great great job with it.
So
and
he
then
disassembled the whole thing.
disassembled the whole thing, cleaned it, sent it back, and now I'm sending him the whole camera.
I want to see you. Just show me the folding
The folded version?
situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, ho, ho. I'm
Okay,
already
ready?
excited. All right. What? What? Come on now.
It's like a lunchbox. It's a
It is-
lunchbox.
I mean, you could keep your lunch in it. That is fantastic.
Well, the other thing is, this is the other one I found in Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah, I saw the picture of this.
And this is also all backwards.
Left-handed camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, wine's on the left.
But let's talk about,
Yes.
let me talk about
What do you
some
want to talk
issues.
about? Yes, let's hear about your issues.
So, here's my problem. My problem is this. I need therapy, camera therapy.
Sure.
And not, my issue is I went to a garage sale this morning and I looked around, there were no cameras, but there was cool stuff there.
Yeah.
And then I noticed a guy looking at a camera, like I had missed the camera.
Yeah.
I looked there, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Missed it. It was in a glass case. He opens, it comes with everything. It was an Olympus OM4, mint condition, black. It had the case, it had the manual, it had the whole thing. And now I'm hovering.
Yeah.
The guy's
waiting for
looking
him.
at it,
Waiting for him to go away.
waiting for him to put it away, and he looks at it, and he looks at, now he's looking at it closer, he takes his phone out, I go, this is gone. Okay? He's looking, goes, he puts it back, takes it again, looks at it, and goes, I'm gonna take it.
Oh.
Okay. So that's, I'm happy that someone got a camera. Here's the problem. Okay?
Oh no. I know where this is going.
I need help with, why do I feel so cheated?
Yeah.
And I don't need the camera,
Oh, I thought
but I want the camera.
I knew what the next
No,
step
no,
of
no.
the story
I
was.
want the camera. Oh, don't worry. I looked on eBay already. No, I want.
That's where I thought the
want,
story was
I
going.
I want the camera. But
Yeah.
why do I want the camera? Because he got it. If he had put it back, I don't know if I'd actually get it. But he got it, and I went, I missed out.
You know what else you don't want to know him for?
Why?
You just don't.
Oh, this will make me happy.
You've never mentioned an OM4 to me.
I want to know him too. But
Yeah, you
wouldn't
wanna
the
know him
OM4 be better because it's 2 more than the OM2?
Well, I mean, the OM10 is not 10 times as good as the OM1. So why do you think that the 4 is twice as good as the 2?
I don't know. But
I am so with you.
my issue
I
is,
thought you were going to say you'd already bought one because
No.
you saw it. It was tantalizingly close. It
Right.
was right there.
Right.
You hovered.
Right.
You were the leopard circling the gazelle.
Right.
Right, or something. That's probably wrong.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the gazelle escaped.
Right.
So now you go on eBay and you buy a gazelle.
Well, I did almost buy one in the car while we were waiting to come in here.
I don't know what to do for you other than to
know.
give you a placebo and say, here's something else you might want
Yes.
that subs in.
But here's what's really scary is
Yeah.
just the fact that you just said you don't want an OM4. I went, oh, I feel better. If you had said, oh, you lost the OM4, I would have been outside of the car buying an OM4.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would use this as a spur to getting the OM2. I
Okay.
think that's entirely
Okay.
logical. Like, think of it this way. Think of this. It was an OM that got away.
Okay.
It's not an OM4.
Okay.
It's an OM. You need another. Well, you have one, but okay. But the 2 is something you and I.
I have a
both-
couple OM1s, but
You
they're
know what
not
I
the
want?
2. I like.
I want the 3.
You do?
You know about that.
No.
The 3 was the most advanced manual OM ever made.
Okay, wait a minute. I thought the 2's the one I want because it has aperture priority.
The 3 has like some sort of programmed hoo-ha, super fabulous, and it
Right.
also came in I believe it came in a rare titanium variant.
Okay, this is. Now I'm going to look for the OM3, but I'm going to wait a while, like
I came
till I
very
get to the
close
car.
to buying a 3 when I was at KEH in Atlanta. I looked at it, I
Yeah.
held it. It was like $1,600. It's a lot. It's a
What?
lot. Yeah, it's a lot. The rare.
This doesn't make me happy.
No, and it was on sale for a very short time.
Oh my god. So these are the cameras I want to try. The cameras I want to try this one.
Yes.
It has a film back. I
you
want
have
to
more.
try that,
Yes.
and I also want to try.
Can I circle back to something you talked about just a minute ago? You said this earlier when we were talking in another location.
Right.
At some other point in time.
Right.
The quest for the sharpest lens.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever heard you mention that.
Yeah.
Okay, why is this
I
on your
don't know
mind?
why.
Do you, okay.
I
well,
always,
again, I'm going to my
I
prop
feel
shop.
like I don't know why. I love the sharpest lens. I don't like sort of a soft feel. I don't know why.
I want you to look through this. This is the Rectiflex. Just take a look. Kind of
Wow.
soft.
Yeah. And is that what your pictures look like?
Yeah.
And they're beautiful.
They're kind of glowy. And I mean, this is the thing. This lens might have a little fungus or something in it. I don't even know. But it's got this is an uncoated lens. This is a camera from, I want to say 30s. I might be wrong about that. This, by the way, I mean, how pretty, right? Rectiflex. Look at that logo, huh? I mean, this is a video.
And how are the shots?
They're very good. But they have this dreamy, soft quality to them. And I, as we know, I'm not that big a portrait photographer, but I feel like for portraits, it could be kind of lovely. Yet you are saying
I want sharp. I don't know
you
why.
want bitingly sharp.
Yeah,
portraits.
I'm always looking for that.
Well, we have one other topic that I'm afraid I need to bring to your attention.
Yes.
And something else you were going to talk about as well. I regret to inform you that Polaroid is at it again. Would you be surprised to learn?
I wouldn't be surprised at anything they do.
The big brains at Polaroid have done a lot of market research. They have probably polled internet boards where people discuss what they want in Polaroid. Maybe they even had focus groups in Las Vegas where for the price of a hot dog, people give their opinions about what they want from Polaroid.
Right, we've been through
After
this, yes.
all of this extraordinary market research, this is what Polaroid decided we wanted. Limited edition, David Bowie themed instant film.
I do love David Bowie, but
Listen,
I don't know if I want the film.
I met David Bowie, by the way.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if this podcast encompasses a story like that, but the brief version is he did guest star in an episode of Dream On when I was there, and he was very nice.
Oh, wow.
Would you like to know that? Isn't that nice to know?
I'm glad to know that, yeah.
Let me tell you another thing about this that I dislike. It's only their I-type film. In other words, the type for their newer cameras. This will not, you can't use this in your SX70 because it has no battery in the pack. Oh, Polaroid!
Right.
Why, Polaroid, why? But anyway, I wasn't going to buy this anyway, okay? They also have changed their packaging recently, and it's very attractive. They've gone back to the Paul Giambarba style, kind of concentric rainbow look of the 90s. This is all wonderful. Polaroid, wonderful. You know what we want. We want better film. Anyway, I want you to take a beat now before we close out today's episode. I'm not going to answer this question myself because I do too much talking on this show. We're 50 episodes in. What have you learned? How do you feel? Where are you emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually at the end of this phase of the journey?
I thought 50 episodes in, I would be able to go, I'm going to narrow down my camera collection. I'm going to shoot with just a few cameras, and things will be fine. This has not happened. And this has not happened because of all of you who have said, hey, have you tried this camera? Or hey, have you tried this camera? But I am consciously trying to whittle away at the collection. I've been giving a bunch away. I've been selling a bunch. So hopefully soon I will have narrowed the camera collection down to a measly few, 50, something in that world.
Okay.
But I mean, I really want to focus on developing and rolling my own film, and so I've learned a lot over the 50 episodes I have.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. By the way, do you know what this is? Since we're a visual medium, do you know what that picture is?
That picture is the fireworks of 4th of July.
This is the fireworks on Guy Fawkes Day. This is the first photograph I took with the Alpha 11 SI.
Wow, interesting.
The very first. I was walking home. Here it is, babies. Oh, my beloved, ridiculous camera. I was walking home with this camera, having bought it at Camera City in London. Shout out Panny, the wonderful man who owns that shop. And I had loaded it with film. And I passed, it was Guy Fawkes Day, and there was fireworks, and I just pointed my camera up into the sky I set it for 1/15 of a second or something, and this is what I got. And when I saw this picture, I thought, this camera is magic. There's just, look at that. Yeah. I mean, that's handheld, but there is, anyway, this is a visual medium. And so, yes, I haven't learned anything. That's Gabe who said all those learny things. So I'm very grateful that you were able to articulate those things that I can't articulate myself.
Good.
I have learned that you're a wonderful man, and I'm so glad you're my friend. And this friendship has blossomed during the time we've been doing this together, and that is the thing that is most important.
And you know that because when your friend almost trashes his very expensive X-Pan, you call right away.
That's right. You were the first
You
person
feel
I
it.
reached out to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, who do we have to thank?
Well, we have to thank the amazing Fred Corey for giving us this incredible sound that you will hear that Chris will mix in somewhere.
Yes.
We'll see what happens. And
Keith Greenstein.
he sounds familiar.
My brother, my youngest brother, by 15 minutes from his twin, Stephen, who I should also mention on this podcast more, and my sister Jill, who I
Yes.
should mention more because she's the most important. Keith is a brilliant graphic artist and endlessly imaginative who has fed this show so many creative ideas over the years, and it just keeps coming. So we're very grateful to him as well. I also want to say this never would have gotten started without Graham at Sunny 16.
Yes, thank you. And everyone at Sunny 16.
Everyone at Sunny 16.
We appreciate it. And we just wanted to give you a little taste of who we are visually.
Yes.
How about that for episode 50? And please go tune into our podcast.
Whatever.
Please tune into our podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes.
And tell your friends about it, please.
Yes, you can go to idreamofcameras.com for all your I Dream of Cameras needs. We are I Dream of Cameras on the Instagram. Gabe is Gabe Sachs on Instagram. I am Jeff Greenstein because Jeff Greenstein is a tax fraud felon. Email us at idreamofcameras@gmail.com. As you can see, it's I Dream of Cameras. Gabe, it's all yours. Walk us out of here.
Thank you all. Thank you for being patient with our first video endeavor. Thank you, Chris Chu. We really appreciate it. And we will see you, or you can listen to us, next time on 51. See you later.
Thank
Oh my gosh.
How long was that, by the way? I'm just curious.